We are on. Well, that was definitely better than we thought it was going to be.
It's true.
We thought this was going to be crap.
I honestly thought we would have been the only ones there. But the demographic for this movie certainly was there.
Yes, to get this all started, this is Midnight Showing. I'm Kelly.
I'm DJ.
And we just got out of Left Behind.
Starring, of all people, Nicolas Cage.
Who didn't give us a freak out. I just realized that he did not give us a freak out.
Yeah, it was a little cagey there when he was going through the guy's wallet and stuff, but
yeah.
But what did you expect? I didn't expect much of a freak out in this movie.
Yeah.
Maybe Ghost Rider 3.
Maybe Ghost Rider 3.
There is one.
I was expecting a trailer. Okay, let's talk about the good of this film, because surprisingly there's a lot more than we thought there would be.
Yeah. The good is, it knew what I was trying to do. It was exactly an hour and 45 minutes long.
Yep, and it executed it very well. Okay, not completely well. There were some parts that I was scratching my head.
We were sitting there pointing out all of the cliches.
End of the world. It's the apocalypse. It's the first day.
Pale kid who has no business playing baseball, who plays baseball.
I was waiting for the asthma inhaler. Asthma inhaler.
Religious fanatic mother.
Who turns out to be right.
Yes.
Along with every other religious Okay. That's dipping into the bad. Let's stick with the good. The good.
The angry dwarf.
Dwarf.
Next to Nicolas Cage, he was probably my favorite character.
I wanted to punch him in the face. I so totally wanted to punch him in the face. This movie is very well directed and well acted. Arguments can be made about the written, but you might have to cite the original books these are based off of. But my God, Nicolas Cage in this one was really pretty damn good. We're making jokes about his freakouts, but yeah, he was very, very convincing. And another big surprising thing, with the exception of when he's going through his co-pilot's garments after the rapture. Yes, this is about a rapture.
The rapture. The story is about the rapture and how people deal with what's going on. A lot of people
with the impending crashing of a plane because they don't know what the fuck's going on.
Nicolas Cage plays the pilot, Captain Steele, which I'm pretty sure he vouched for that name just to make it sound more intense.
It's just like what was Will Smith's name instead of freaking
Cypher Rage.
Cypher Rage. Ray Steele. Yeah, this is right up there with his bullshit.
Then again, Will Smith wrote After Earth, whereas Nicolas Cage did not write this movie.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go to the author of the book and say, really? But yeah, he acts very, very, very well convincing. A man who is intelligent enough to stay calm inside of a situation like this, assess and figure out what the fuck just happened, and even to come to logical conclusions. Even is flying the plane correctly. I mean, I've seen enough footage of people flying. I've seen simulators of people flying. I know what it looks like when you do something you're not supposed to. And the only exception that he doesn't do something that he's not supposed to is he literally starts holding the steering wheel with his knees while he's going through his partner's garments after he disappears to find out what's going on. You don't do that in a car. You especially don't do that in a plane that's lost its autopilot and is leaking fuel.
Exactly.
But yeah, this was very well acted. They kept it very intense, especially that last part where the plane that they had to clear out a stretch of road to get him out. And God, you really thought that something was going to blow up there, and it did. It just blew up off screen. It just blew off to the side, and not the plane. Yeah, that was kind of a downer.
Yeah. Wow. So throughout the movie we keep cutting to what's going on in the plane and what's going on in the ground. And Nicolas Cage's daughter, Chloe, who doesn't believe, I'm not going to say it, but she doesn't believe, but her fanatical mother does. And apparently Cage and her mother have been having these marital spats.
Yeah, and it's the whole reason why he's on the plane in the first place on his birthday. If that wasn't a red flag, let the concert tickets that show up 2 seconds later be the freaking blaring lights.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And of course,
all of this is very believable and well written and well acted. So I'm not gonna say this is bad. It's just a little overdone.
yeah. Of course, their fanatical mother goes. Chloe's brother goes, and like all the kids go.
Yeah, there's a lot of read the book moments inside of this. Why the hell are all the kids gone? Okay, I could answer that. But to someone who's not religious, they would not know that answer. Somebody who's never grown up in any kind of religious setting would never know why the kids all left. Even the ones that are old enough to have sinned, mind you. So don't say that, well, it's obvious, isn't it? No. The ones who are old enough to sin are gone. In fact, they almost made it a point to let you know that anybody over the age of 18 is a hit or miss. Anybody under that is instantly gone. It was a little weird. Yes, this... Okay, I guess we have to start about the bad. It's... The bad on this one is about the fucking rapture and the 7 years of darkness. Maybe the next films where everything is a little bit more post-apocalyptic, it'll be a bit better. But in this one, it's one day, 1 hour after all of this happens, everything goes to fucking hell. I'm sorry. They specifically say only millions disappear. Millions. There are 7 to 8 billion people on the planet. Even if millions disappeared, half the shit that's going on in this film would not happen.
Yeah, a movie about the rapture, about dealing with religion, starring a man who only a couple years ago signed up to be the Devil's Bounty Hunter twice.
Yep. The irony is not lost on us.
It's not.
And even better is just some of these other characters they just put in the plane area. I don't know how many of them were inside of the book because they seemed a little too varied. Let's see. We had an Arab man who is either wearing a Jewish yarmulke or is some kind of form of Muslim or Islam that I don't get. I really don't.
Could have been worse. They could have made him an actual terrorist.
Yes, it would have been worse if they actually made him a terrorist. But no, one of the guys actually freaks out and thinks he's a terrorist and is treating him like it the entire time. Angry Dwarf.
Angry Dwarf, of course, starts going through his bag while he's
trying to find the bomb.
Looking out the window, just sees like a sandwich in a baggie, a bunch of other stuff, and the guy catches him, and you get this quick like jump. I want to say jump scare thing because it kind of made me jump to Chloe on the ground.
As someone shoots a shotgun at her,
yeah,
for like, walking by.
Just walking by, and then we cut back to what was going on, and the Muslim guy is holding an electric toothbrush to the dwarf. You're just like,
and he points out the obvious fact. Do you think a terrorist can do this? Do you think that we can build some kind of weapon to do this on this level? Really?
Going into crazy, stereotypical Asian American without an accent alien guy.
Oh, yes. The aliens. They actually point out... I'm sorry. They point out Area 51, alien abductions, not just the Rapture, which is, again, a stupid idea, even the best that based the book around.
I'm sure it's a great book.
They go over everything. I was waiting for the Crystal Skull guy to show up. I really was.
I kept expecting them to make a reference to that movie.
This movie has a very, very interesting setup. It probably would have been better if it happened like a year after the Rapture to show actually what happened to society in the quote-unquote 7 years of darkness. So the next movie in this sequel this series will probably be amazing. But no, you're actually showing a Rapture. A Rapture. Not 2 years ago, didn't we have a big joke about some religious nut job who... It might be in 3 or 4. That guy's bright's making our lights even worse.
Yeah, sorry. Guy pulled up, did the very next spot with his lights pointing at us. Anyway,
yeah.
They're probably wondering what we're doing.
Yeah, but if, there was a guy a few years ago that predicted a Rapture, and weren't we all making fun of him a while ago, but now it's okay. Okay, let's make a movie and let's not make fun of it. Let's take it seriously, because obviously it's so serious.
Yeah.
And this movie is very well written, especially with the crisis on the plane. It keeps it very, very intimate.
Yeah.
Really close up. And
the plane, Chloe handled it well, but my favorite parts were definitely on the plane. Maybe just because it was Nicolas Cage.
With Cage and the guy who plays the reporter.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
he was very likable. I liked him.
He was okay. This is another problem I have. A big problem with it is that, yes, Rapture is a religious thing. I'm not going to try to step on anyone's toes or anything, but the general basis of this, of the Rapture, as far as I've remembered anything, I might be wrong, is that good people get sent, not just religious, faithful people.
Yeah, Chloe.
But good people.
Chloe goes looking for answers at the local church.
And the pastor's there.
The pastor's the only guy there.
I made a couple of Altar Boy references because, honestly, I was expecting him to go there.
You're going to get... Oh my gosh, you're going to get so...
I am going to get so much crap for that comment. But, you know what? I've watched freaking... that anime. What's it called? The Garter Belt.
Oh, God.
Penny and Stocking and Garter Belt.
No.
Yes, this movie can have a big old subtlety flag in front of this entire thing.
These people wouldn't know as well as they handled it. These people wouldn't know subtlety if someone smacked them in the face with a huge hammer with the word subtlety written on it.
There's so many gratuitous religious shots. Okay, when we can say about gratuitous product placement or fan service, no, they fucking flaunt the Bible in your face for the better part of 20 minutes of this movie. And they try to make it subtle. Oh, she just happens to put her gloves on top of her Bible because no religious fanatic would take her dirty gardening gloves and put them on her pristinely white book. And
your eyes are instantly drawn to her Jesus fish necklace.
And as they're doing stuff inside the mall, there's a couple, you see another couple, oh God, much.
They make the point that the mother never takes off that necklace, and then Chloe's going through like the whole city and town, witnessing all these people who are missing, they're just holding their clothes, because you know that's what happens, and that's what it says is going to happen in the Rapture, and she hears like the shower on, and apparently that was the last place the mother was, and you just see her earrings and her Jesus fish necklace. I'm like,
who takes a shower with your jewelry on?
The necklace I can kind of understand, because we made that point, but with the earrings, what?
This movie is not subtle at all.
No.
I mean, it kind of works to its benefit at times that it's not.
Yeah.
Especially when they're on the plane. Who has a watch that happens to have religious sections flashed in it? It's not even a smart watch. It's just a regular watch like mine, but there's a little section on it that says John 3:16. Reminder, that's the quote of the day or something. You know, I think that they would have put the Rapture quote on there. I
gotta get back to my brother with that one. I should text him. I'm going to text him right now.
Text
him right now.
This movie is not subtle at all, and anybody who's expecting a masterpiece of subtlety, go elsewhere because this is so cliched, and even right down to there just happens to be a road closed off so that they can land this plane. Even though all of the airports are gone, the whole city is in flames. It was perfectly fine when you were driving through it 20 minutes ago when you got to the freaking road that you're turning into a runway. I mean, yes, this movie has so much bad about it. But it wasn't a horrible movie. It was entertaining.
What was it, John 3:16?
Yeah, John 3:16, if I remember right. It was really, really good. There was one aspect of creepiness when the girl, Chloe, she's looking for her mom in the house. She finds her Bible inside of her room. and opens it up to a bookmark. And the bookmark is a list of people her mother has converted because she knew this was coming. An earthquake is a sign. Okay. You know, you could actually tell us the quote this is based off of. That might make things a little bit easier for those who don't know the Bible to understand. I mean, I grew up in a religious town.
It could have been worse.
I have my own Bible, yes.
It could have been one of those.
Read it all.
It could have been like one of those religious fanatical after school specials they had that the cinema snob of all people has reviewed, kept misquoting Deuteronomy or whatever the hell it was. But at least they treated this with some kind of intelligence.
Yes.
I don't consider myself a religious person. I've read it a little bit with my family, but that's about it.
Yeah, if you're not religious, you probably will not like this film. If you are, it's probably hit or miss because A, it's talking about the fucking rapture, and B, it doesn't show as much gravitas to actual religion as it should. I mean, yes, they shove the Bible in your face and they're not subtle about any of this.
Yeah.
But at the same time, explanations would have been better. Something to at least show why. When they talked to the priest, I think it was a little bit better that yes, he knows the words, but he didn't believe.
Yeah.
Why did the kids get sent?
Yeah, I don't want to get this to be too long. It's not a time thing. We got like 20 minutes before the next one.
We're going to see another movie, and a completely opposite end of the spectrum movie, mind you.
Yeah, we're doing another double feature. Our next movie is going to be Annabelle.
Something tells me
Only
we're going to want to
because-
watch this one again.
Only because I'm just a little bit curious. I'm getting into that point in my life where I think I can handle horror movies. But we'll see. And it's the start of October.
So we have to do something.
What, 29 days till Halloween?
Yep.
Oh, good. He texted back. Okay, John 3:16. For good so loved the world he sent. For God so loved the world he sent his holy begotten Son, that whoever believes in him would not perish but have eternal life.
I guess it is kind of a rapture quote. It can be construed to be one.
Yeah.
But then again, it's just that kind of subtlety, I guess, for someone who actually does know these scriptures off the top of their head, which 90% of the people, I'm going to say 95, don't know.
Can you remember the one at like the very end? Because it just flew out of my head.
Oh, crap. Oh, dang it.
Matthew? No. What was it? Was it Matthew? No.
Matt 3:27, I think. I'm trying to think. For something there will be no man. For all that knoweth, there will be no man, or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't subtle, and they ended it on a very kind of promising sequel note, where they're looking over the city, which is in flames after maybe 6-7 hours after the rapture.
Looks like the end of the world. No, this is just the beginning.
The 7 years of darkness.
And then they play probably the most inappropriate music. They do this throughout the whole movie.
Music in this does not match what's going on the screen at all.
They want to give off like a happy vibe, like you hope these people get through, especially Nicolas Cage.
Yes. Well, when Chloe's like running to go clear a road out so they can land, you have the most Hunger Games action sequence cliched
Excuse me.
pomp and circumstance music playing. That should be something a little bit more subtle. You should have some very, very good cello stuff in there. Not this boom, 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 timpani, like, fanfare thing, as all she's doing is running on a bridge. And they shot 3 times from 3 different angles.
She hops between like 3 different vehicles. First it's like...
Oh, no, she finds the motorcycle first.
Yeah, she finds a
perfectly motorcycle where everyone's already looting all the stores, and this is just sitting in the middle of the road. Oh, none touch, and it works. and she knows how to drive it.
She knows how to drive. The least she could have done was put a helmet on. Then she goes to this like abandoned parking lot where all these pickup trucks are there, and like 3 of them are locked. And then she finds the only one that's unlocked, of course.
And it has the keys inside.
Keys inside.
In the ignition even. She doesn't even look.
Knows well. I guess a truck is easier to drive. A pickup is easier to drive than
And a motorcycle.
a motorcycle. So I'll give her that one. Then she goes to the makeshift runway and
starts knocking everything over with her truck, which I thought was kind of pointless considering a plane was going to come through there, and you obviously aren't moving it all the way far enough.
Yeah. Finds a steamroller of all things, keys in the ignition, knows how to work it, and she complains that it's slow. I'm like, it's a steamroller. What do you think? It's meant to flatten out the road. So
she ends up like tying the seatbelt to the thing so it drives automatically.
Yeah.
So give her points for creativity and intelligence. I mean, she's actually thinking just like Nicolas Cage and the boyfriend journalist guy who met her in a coffee shop, and
he's a great guy.
Eavesdropped on their conversation, mind you.
Yeah.
And it's love. Okay. But yeah, they're all acting very intelligently. They're trying to keep calm on the plane with everybody, all the mothers who lost their children, all the brothers, and everyone who just lost people in a blink of an eye. If there's one thing that is really done in this well, it's how they did the rapture, and it was very fast. It was no graphs, no circumstance, just literally there's a boom and everybody's gone. Chloe's literally hugging her brother at the moment, and then a boom,
and then boom, and then
she's got nothing but his clothes in her hand.
Clothes.
I mean, that was really well done.
That was
it did instill the panic that everyone would have there, but instead of worrying about your lost loved ones, you turn to steal a TV.
Yeah.
I guess they had to get the product placement in there somehow. Because I could see all the brands of the TV. There's a lot of Samsung.
What were the phones?
The phones.
iPhones?
No.
Could have been worse.
No, they were HTCs.
HTCs.
Yes.
Better than
I know
amazing.
that from my own new phone.
Better than Spider-Man 2, where everything was a Sony.
Every electronic had a Sony tag, even if Sony doesn't make the goddamn thing.
I guess Oscorp went to Sony for a lot of their equipment.
Yes, especially those monitors. But yeah, no, this film, it really did handle the rapture well, even if it didn't always handle the people's reaction afterwards. More people would be worried about, I don't know, the fact that everybody disappeared. Yeah. The bus that went over the railing on the highway for no goddamn reason.
It's okay, it's the short bus. Oh, that's bad. I'm gonna get flagged.
Subtlety.
Wow.
Yeah, no, it was handled with a lot of gravitas. Okay, there's one thing that really did bug me, that I know that we need to get into our another film real fast, but one of the things that just really, really, really bugged me, why didn't the old lady with dementia get sent? Her husband got sent, and he's taking care of her. She has an illness that makes it so she can't comprehend. She's childlike, if you will.
Drama?
Yes, we needed the Arab guy to comfort her as the plane was coming down, because that was such an essential scene.
Yeah.
It's not like we had that with the people praying in the corner.
Yeah, they had a missed opportunity for a Nicolas Cage freak out. Like I've been saying, the people could have been like getting all freaked out and frantic, and he could have just gone all out trying to get him like to shut up.
And it probably would have worked.
Yeah.
He still did a very amazing job.
He did.
I was impressed with that. It reminds us of the Nicolas Cage that we remember from Lords of War and Weatherman. The one that can be subtle, the one that can do a good job. But
Johnny Blaze. He was subtle in that one. It was when he's transforming into Ghost Rider, and him as Ghost Rider. Granted, he didn't see most of his face.
You did see all his skin burn. That would have made this film much better.
Anyway,
But yeah,
so yeah, I'd say go see this movie at least once. If you don't want to pay for the big theater like we did, wait till it goes in the cheap theater or Redbox.
yeah. So when it gets to Cinema 6 over at on Main Street, it'll be $4. That's well worth the price of admission. I'd almost say it's worth seeing in this theater because, all honesty, yeah, there was a lot of bad with it, but it kept us entertained. Everyone's very, very well acted inside of it, and even the situations they were put in weren't all that unbelievable, all things considered.
And for those
except for the plane.
and for our 10 plus subscribers
Thank
on our
you.
channel, thank
By
you.
the way,
Who
how many
who
of you
watch our
watched
reviews and
to
get
that point?
and get squeamish or uppity that we swear. I apologize. This one doesn't deserve to be sworn at.
Yes, it doesn't.
We apologize. The next one, however, we're probably going to be swearing our heads off.
Yeah, we'll put a disclaimer when we start that video after we get out.
Yes.
But
All right,
no
watch,
promises.
watch our next video. We're going to go see Annabelle, and I'm probably going to have nightmares tonight, which is going to suck because I got to be at work by 8.
If he's twitching, I'll tie him up with the seatbelt so he doesn't move. And then I'll get a Chucky doll from the Spencer's, and I'll hang it right here just for you.
No.
Just for you.
I will take it, I will go over there, and I will burn it.
If it wasn't $80, I'd probably do that, and then I just buy another one and do it again.
No.
It's following you.
We would cease to be friends, like immediately.
Yeah, so, well, you better wrap this up. Definitely worth a watch.
Yes.
Maybe not inside of the full expense, but at least when it gets to the cheap seats over at Cinema 6.
Redbox, Netflix.
And we'll see you all next time.
In the next video. Bye-bye.